All right, man, we back. Mercy Sports Talk in the building. Do some news talk. Mayor Duggan announced there will be a curfew. I'm gonna put a Baltimore accent on it. That's how they say curfew. Yeah, it's gonna be a curfew in the city of Detroit. And reading is fundamental, man. I'm telling you that, man. Anytime you just read the headline, I know we all kind of get caught up in reading headlines, but it's also good to read the article. Headlines are captured, and a lot of people don't listen neither. You know what I'm saying? You think vlogging, more people can comprehend and pay attention to what you're saying, but I just don't think people got that comprehension or that attention span. But the curfew is for non-Detroit residents. So let's talk about it. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. Appreciate everybody for tapping in. Check out our current Detroit news playlist for more videos like this. So yeah, Mayor Duggan says the curfew is for non-Detroit residents, that they are tired of non-Detroit residents coming to Detroit, raising hell. And Detroit is not the only metropolitan area or city around the world dealing with it. You see a lot of the others coming to other major cities and looting and stealing and don't give a damn about a black life, don't give a damn about a George Floyd or Breonna Taylor or Drayshawn Reed from Indianapolis or Trayvon Martin. They can give a damn less about them. They just there to add fuel to the fire and get free and get that 5-finger discount, if you can deal me. So, you know, the curfew is from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. The buses will still run. Like I said, he said it was for non-Detroit residents. I'll drop that article from clickondetroit.com in the description. So if you're a non-Detroit resident, you have a curfew in Detroit. You can't come to Detroit until after 8 p.m. Till 5 a.m. So, you know, I get it. They don't want to go through the Detroit riots again and burn down businesses. You know, this time Detroit may not be able to survive it. You feel what I'm saying? And last time they was able to survive it because Detroit had the auto industry to keep the population booming. A lot of people came from the south, came from the east, came to the west to you know, work in Detroit. And now that's no longer the thing no more, man. Our population is 630,000 people. At one point, Detroit peaked at 2.5 million people, I believe, that were here at the height of Detroit in the auto industry. So I say the most important thing is when only 630,000 people here and destroying the city down and destroying downtown businesses, which downtown is just starting to expand and flourish to be comparable to other major cities. We'll never recover from them burning down the buildings and the clubs and the black-owned businesses and the other-owned businesses downtown. So I get the curfew, and they arrested 60 people the first night, Friday, and 84 people, I believe, the second night. And the majority of those people, they are saying, are not residents of Detroit. So they want to tear Detroit and go back to Livonia, go back to Bloomfield, go back to Grosse Ile, wherever the hell they come from. That's what they doing to make the private protest into a violent protest. So it's a lot of people from the suburbs making it violent and looting and don't give a damn about a black life. So I get it, you know. Basically what they're saying is out of the 84 people the second night and the 60 people the first night, well over 50% of those people are not from Detroit. You're not gonna come to Detroit and tear our city up. And what's so funny is, as I ride through the neighborhood, most of the people in this neighborhood that's buying up these properties and living in them are white. You know what I'm saying? Or other people. So what they're trying to do is, in most cities, gentrification. And where it really started at with gentrification, let me start school y'all here real quick. Where it started at with gentrification was New Orleans. New Orleans was all about getting the black people out of New Orleans so they can move in white people. They were tired of black people being in New Orleans, so they let the levees break. So they was willing to sacrifice lives. They was willing to sacrifice buildings to get black people out. And that's pretty much what it's about at this point. You know, it's what it's about. In Brooklyn, I go to Brooklyn. Last couple years ago, I like to go to New York, a couple times a year. I haven't been able to do it this year, obviously, but Brooklyn is no longer Brooklyn no more. They gentrified it. DC gentrification is taking over, and a lot of these other cities, gentrification is taking over to get the black people to the suburbs. This is why you see a lot of Section 8 in the suburbs now, man. So it's very, very important that you don't sell your house. If you're grandparents or you buy a house, or somebody leave your house, or you teach your kids not to sell their houses and not to sell the businesses, because that's what happened in Detroit, where a lot of these businesses that you see, these buying fries, these fish joints, these gas stations, these clothing stores, were once proud black businesses that sold out to the other. Now we don't really control most of the stuff in Detroit. So it's very important that you teach your kids, you teach your nieces and nephews the value not only of a dollar, but the value of owning businesses and owning buildings and stuff. You still got to pay taxes, but it's still yours. You feel me? So appreciate everybody for checking in. Remember, they got a curfew from 8 to 5 for non-Detroit residents. I'll put that article in the description. Mayor Duggan said that there, man. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We all there. The link's in the description. If you got a video request, business inquiry, sponsorship, video request, or you just want to chop it up, want to make a donation to the channel, Cash App, PayPal, description. Best way to donate, share video. One time for the one time. Mercy Sports Talk Beyond. And don't forget, check out the channel out, Goodfellas Sports TV, for more sports news and entertainment right here on YouTube.